Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. I hope you all are doing really good. The scheme that we are going to cover today, it is Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program. Okay, so this particular scheme, it is important for all the examination point of view that you can see in the slide as well, that whatever examination that we cater. But yes, this scheme, which is a government scheme that is for the rural development, that is why it becomes important from all the examination point of view. So we'll read that, but before that, to our new audience, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of every lecture that we provide on YouTube. And please remember that the PDF, they are being provided in Telegram with an interval of 24 hours. So whatever lecture you are seeing for now, it would be uploaded in the Telegram 20 days after, 24 hours after. So keep that in mind. And yes, currently we are offering 40% off plus additional 10% off on all the courses that we cater. And to avail this offer, you have to use the code Diwali. And do remember that this particular code, it is valid till 5th of November 2021. All right. So let's start with the scheme. First of all, why was it introduced? Basically, what happened? See, in rural areas, in urban areas, job, it is the basic problem, right? So what happened? See, we have already done about the National Urban Livelihood Mission, right? Those who haven't watched it yet, you can find the link in the description box below, so you would have an understanding what are we talking about. So there are, when we were studying that, I told you that there are two schemes. One is National Rural Livelihood Mission and second is National Urban Livelihood Mission. So we have covered urban for now, we will cover rural afterwards. But what happened, so what is, as the name suggests, what is it, is National Rural Livelihood Mission. So our focus in on rural areas. And what is the mission for? To have the to give them, provide them livelihood, right? So this particular Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program, it comes under NRLM only. Okay, so as the name suggests, startup means something that is new, right? If somebody is starting a business, what does he say? He says, I have a startup means you have just started some new business. And then village, so of course this village, where would it exist, where would it prevail? It will be in villages. Then entrepreneurship program, entrepreneurship is nothing but when you're self-employed, when you are doing business, that is known as entrepreneurship. Okay, so as the name suggests, now I hope you must have this clear understanding what this scheme is about. This is about uh, encouraging people and helping people for becoming entrepreneurs in villages, to help them start their startup. Okay, so what happened, why was it introduced? Because in while we were studying about National Urban Livelihood, sorry, this is L, yeah, this would be L, right? So when we were studying about National Rural Livelihood Mission also, Urban Livelihood Mission, at that time also we looked at that it was the vision, or it was the thinking of government, that nobody wants to live in poverty, right? So the people who are in or this who falls under this poverty group, they just need an opportunity to move out of it. So similarly with this concept, even in the rural areas it was introduced, um, right? So in this particular thing, in rural people, they would be given this entrepreneurship opportunity, so that they can come out of their present situation. So, and why do we need to study it? Because this particular news, it was in news recently, sorry, this particular scheme, it was in news recently. So in June, that is on 30th June, what happened? 183 projects have been approved across 29 union territories for this. So basically, you would understand this news better when we'll study the scheme. Well, we know more about the scheme. For now, I have just added this particular news in first slide, so that you can understand the importance of this thing. You can use this in the descriptive answers also, be it of any examination that caters descriptive as one of its part for the entrance of the examination or for filling up the vacancies. And then these projects cover 160 decrets and 205 blocks. So basically 163 new projects have been approved by the government under this particular program, and these 183 projects, they will be implemented in all 29 states and UTs that are across India. And also these 183 projects, they would be available in 160 districts with and 205 blocks. You need not to remember what is the name of the district or blocks, that is not important. But because this particular scheme, it was in news, this particular program was in news, that is why we are going to cover it. Now talking about the basic thing that you should know about this. So this particular program, it was approved in 2015-16, and do remember this falls under National Rural Livelihood Mission. Okay, and then who is the nodal ministry? Of course, because this is for the development of the people who are living in rural areas, that is why nodal ministry is Ministry of Rural Development. All right, talking about vision, what this particular program, it has it envisages, okay, or it envisions. So basically it is to support the startup to 1 crore village. So it has this particular aspiration of covering at least 1 crore villages, enterprises, startup, and provide direct employment to 2 crore people. What is direct employment? When you are self-employed. Okay, so this gives the direct employment. So basically there's a concept which they have aimed. So if I'll talk in simple language, so what is the vision of this particular program? Okay, so it is basically to set up various enterprises. Okay, here for now in first phase, the aim is of 1 crore villages, but in general it is for the to set up enterprises and to provide support. Okay, and to provide support to people until they have a stabilized job. Okay, so until they are they have whatever enterprises they have, it has been stabilized. So this is what, this is the particular aim or vision of the scheme. Talking about aim, to develop an ecosystem for supporting small business in rural areas. We know many small business that goes on in rural areas, but they do not get that opportunity to showcase themselves as they are. So that is why this particular program, it would take care of that, that they get what they really deserve in terms of financial help and financial profit, in even the profit as well. Talking about beneficiaries, beneficiary means who would be benefited under this program. So any rural poor who is willing to be entrepreneur. Okay, so this particular scheme, it focuses on that section of rural. For urban, we have seen there are many things that we have already implemented, and we are implementing in the when we were studying about National Urban Livelihood Mission. But here the focus, the beneficiaries are those who are not so well in the rural areas, and they are willing to take up something, to start a startup, or to join hands with any program that would help them to move out of that situation. Okay, who are willing to do anything. Next is highly vulnerable beneficiaries under Manrega. Okay, so Manrega basically, so again, if you read it, that is the same meaning. First in we have classified according to class, that is rural poor, and then we have come up to specific, for example, backward communities, or then women, right? So these sections, they would also fall under this category. Next comes the objective. So objective is to implement government efforts to stimulate economic growth. When I say this particular scheme, it comes under National Rural Livelihood Mission. What do I mean? I mean that the government which is focusing on developing the livelihood in rural areas, this particular program would help to achieve that goal. When under this program, people will get entrepreneurship skill, when people get their startup, when they will have that push to start their startup, they would contribute to the economic growth of the rural areas, and that would ultimately help the government to reduce poverty and unemployment in villages by helping start and support rural enterprises. Okay, so you should know this particular basic things about this particular startup village, that is a village entrepreneurship program. Okay, so basically when you talk about so now talking about what about how it would be controlled, right? So basically if you talk about funding, so funding, they would be by, you can say, the self-help groups. Okay, in fact the self-help groups, so they would help in this, and then other self-help groups, and plus another federations that are associated with helping the rural people for the loans. In fact, they can also cater for the mudra loan, that is the this mudra loan, or this is mudra, it is also a scheme in itself, okay, that provides loan at very less interest. And that is why this particular people who want to be entrepreneur under this particular scheme, they can go with the mudra loan as well. But yes, self-help groups and these, they would help them to have financial inclusion for this particular task. Talking about what are the key feature of this particular scheme, so it is, first of all, it comes under National Rural Livelihood Mission, that we already know for now. Next is skill building support. Okay, so skill will be given. Now for this skill building, who would help? There are, see, different communities, even they have tied their hands with rural self-employment training institutes. Training institutes. Apart from that, they have also tied their hands. So basically, this particular institute, they would help people to understand or to have new skills that would help them to grow. Apart from this rural self-employment training institute, we also have this community resource persons for enterprise promotion. What are CRPEP? Basically, this is that community in the society that help the rural people to acquire new skill, and they also stay with the rural people until unless they have established business. So basically, community resource person for enterprise promotion, if I talk about them, these are those service providers who are selected from the community, and they are also trained in business management. So these people, they have a fair idea of how things go, and they then train the rural people accordingly. Okay, and they basically uh, they are with the rural people since start till the end. So basically, from telling them about the different business plan that they could follow, they also help them until the marketing of that particular thing is done. And this is for at least 1 year. At least for 1 year they are together. They let them understand new things, right? So basically, that is how this CRP-EP people, they this community, it helps the rural people. Next is SVEP. SVEP is nothing but the name of the scheme. Addresses three major pillars. Okay, so what are the three major pillars that this SVEP follows? That is finances, that would look after the finances that are needed by the rural people for a startup. Incubation. Incubation is basically that period when the startup, it flourishes. And then the skill ecosystem, whatever ecosystem there, it should be skilled, they should be skilled for that. Next is promote both individual and group enterprises. So it's not like that it will promote a particular group, it will promote the even a singular person who is willing to be an entrepreneur, or a group also set up and promote enterprises, or and basically they promote such enterprises which are related to manufacturing of stuffs, which are related to trading, or whatever service that is provided. Next, coming to the program invested largely on building the capacity. So building the capacity means to provide them skills. Okay, so it focus on to provide them skill, and then how to run a business. They would tell you everything about what things need to be keep in mind while running a business, what things you should avoid, and everything, and whatever local demand is. First of all, you should need to understand, you will start a business which is in need, which is in demand. You cannot just start anything, right? You should first look at if people, they are willing to pay for it, or feeling the people, they are even if interested in that or not. Then under this program, block is the unit of implementation. What does it mean? So basically, we have different level, we have village, okay, then block, district, and everything, right? So here in this program, so that would be kept under this would be kept under the block supervision. Okay, so it is said that there would be a block level forum that would be set up, that would be block level forum that would be set up, but until then it is not. For now, until this block level forum is set up, we are much dependent on the cluster level forum. So these are such platforms where the self-help groups, they come together and they share their experience. Okay, this is the cluster level forum we are dependent for now, but block is the unit of the implementation of this program, and BLF, it is focus, BLF would be set up for that. And then SVP allows more than one block to combine under one project. Okay, because we have just seen that project 183 projects have been launched, right? 182, 183. So how many were there? They were 183. Yes, 183 have been proposed, and there are so many villages, so more than one project, more than one block can come under that particular project. All right, so this is the basic thing about this particular scheme. I hope you have understood this scheme well, and that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Do remember, these schemes, they would help you even in the descriptive writing for giving validation to your answer, for bringing that credibility to your answer, that you know about what the recent trends are going on. If asked about the rural development sectors, right, you can add this data to it. Okay, so thank you very much for today. I hope the session was fruitful for you all, and we'll meet again next week with new schemes. And until then, thank you and all the very best for your exam.